Hi everyone, thanks for dropping by. My name is Chris Norville and I'm an Ansible Specialist Solutions Architect at Red Hat. Today we're going to be installing the Ansible Automation Platform Dashboard, which up until 2.6 was a cloud offering. But as of release 2.6, the dashboard is now available for on-premise installation and configuration. What this does is it gathers metrics and analytics from all your installations across your organization. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is prepare our environment, and this is going to be a very simple environment. I've got my two EC2 instances here that I'm going to be using. One is running the Ansible Automation Platform, which is where I do my automation. This is right here. This is where I run my playbooks. This is where I can run my my event-driven Ansible rule books. This is where I do my automation. And the second EC2 instance is where we're going to install the Ansible Automation Platform Dashboard, and this will allow us to retrieve metrics and analytics from our Ansible Automation Platform. So they're both just two EC2 instances. I have placed an elastic IP on both of them for public access, and I've also put them into DNS. So I've got some DNS entries here, one for the AAP Ansible Automation Platform and one for the dashboard, and they are resolving. So as you can see, I'm logged into the Ansible Automation Platform Dashboard EC2 instance, the one that we're going to be installing the dashboard on. And what I can do is I can resolve both of these DNS entries. So there is one, .95, and then I can do dashboard, and that resolves as well. So two EC2 instances. One is running the Ansible Automation Platform, where I'm going to be doing my work, where I'm going to be actually running my automation, and one EC2 instance to run the dashboard. Now, it is important, you cannot install the dashboard on an existing AAP cluster. You know, it has to be its own EC2, isolated EC2 instance, and we'll go over that in our configuration. But the next thing we need to do is download our container bundle that we're going to use to install the AAP dashboard. So let's go do that now. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to go to access.redhat.com and log in with your username and ID that gives you access to all the Red Hat downloads. And we want to go to the Ansible Automation Platform area. And at the time of this recording, the dashboard is only available on RHEL 9. So we want to drop down to our RHEL 9 offerings here. And we want to grab the Red Hat Ansible Automation Dashboard Setup Bundle. Now you can do the online setup or the offline. I prefer the bundle. That way you've got everything there ready to go, downloaded and ready to go. You're not dependent on the EC2 instance going out and getting other downloads. Everything's there for you. It's a little bit more of a download. But anyway, we're going to download this, and we're going to download this to our local machine, and then upload it to our EC2 instance to where we want to install this dashboard. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, so I have downloaded the containerized setup bundle to my local machine, and then I'll upload it to the EC2 instance where we're going to be installing. And so now we're going to extract this tar file, and it's created a directory for us, and we're going to go into that directory. And now we have some files in here. The one we're interested in is the inventory.example file. And what I like to do is I like to go ahead and make a copy of the original. That way, if I do need to start from scratch, I'm not I've got something to work with. And so in this file right here, this is where we're going to be making our tweaks that are unique to our instance. So this is the stuff that we're going to be updating. We're going to go by this section by section, and then we're going to kick off the installation, and we're going to log into our dashboard. So let's go ahead and prepare ourselves. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and make another copy. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to just call this inventory. And yeah, let's go ahead and let's edit this and get going on this here. Alright, so we're ready to start editing our inventory, and then there's sections in the inventory. The first thing we're going to be doing is the automation dashboard section, and we're going to go ahead and set this to our AAP dashboard name. Okay, and the connection is local because we're going to be running this playbook or running this Ansible. It uses Ansible to install everything, so it's going to be using it on the local host. And we're going to set some variables here. So our auth provider is the Ansible automation platform. We are going to be using HTTPS, and we're going to be using, I'm running AAP version 2.6. Now this is where it's going to use our existing AAP platform for authorization. So that's what we're kind of, this helps us out. We don't have to install another authorization mechanism. We're going to kind of piggyback off our existing installation. And my provider host is AAP and the Norvilles.com. That's my AAP installation that we're going to be using for authorization. I am going to be using TLS and SSL, so I can set that to true. If you're not, we can use self-signed certificates, but I'm using regular certificates here. And this is the OAuth client ID and the client secret. Now this is where I will go over to my AAP, and I've got some OAuth applications, and I've got my automation dashboard SSO, and this is where you can see I've got my client application or my client ID and my client secret. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. And let's see here, and okay, yep, there we go. Then I've got a secret that I have already copied over. And then, see, we're going to just the defaults, otherwise the defaults are fine. Let's see. And then I've got my certificates here that I'm going to be using. So I want to go ahead and set my certificates, the path to my certificates. So I'll go ahead and I'll do that right now. Alright, we've set our certificates for our TLS. And then we're going to go down here to the database section. And again, we're going to be running the database on the host that is running the dashboard. So I'm going to AAP and we're going to leave everything. I'm just going to put a little simple Red Hat 1, 2, 3 bang, and then I don't need a registry. And again, just for the passwords, I'm just setting a super simple password just for demonstration. And then the dashboard PG host will be our the same, our AAP dashboard.thenorvilles.com, and we'll put that right there. And again, our super simple password just for demonstration purposes. And we are going to use a bundled install, so we're going to change this to true. So we're going to go ahead and change this to true, and we're going to use the bundled install. Now, if I was using an online install, I would set that to false, and then the installer would try to go download all the stuff that it needs to complete the installation. But I think we have edited our inventory file. So we're going to go through and make a couple more checks here just to make sure. And then we're ready to start the installation. Okay, so what I've done here is I've taken out all the comments, and I've just kind of done a double check of this inventory file. Check for any typos. But anyway, this is our dashboard section right here. This is our variables for our dashboard section. This is how we're doing our authorization, our OAuth. The initial sync days, that's a default. If you are not using TLS, if you are using self-signed certificates, you can go ahead and set this to false. That way you don't get the warning message. Anyway, I am using TLS, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And one thing I wanted to emphasize here is our ports. Now, our ports for our default ports for our dashboard, TLS or HTTPS is going to be using 8447, and regular HTTP is going to be using 8083. You have to have those ports open on your EC2 instance. They have to, the security group needs to have those ports open to allow traffic. I've went ahead and done that on my EC2 instance and my security groups, and I've went ahead and set my my certificates, and go ahead and I will delete all these comments here just for readability. And I've got my database. My database is going to be running on the same machine as the dashboard. It can run externally, and I've got some variables here for the database. And I'm saying that this is an installed. The bundle is it's a bundled install, and we are ready to go ahead and kick off this installation. So let's go ahead and let's do that now. Alright, and to start the installation, we're going to issue the command Ansible playbook, and we're going to use our inventory file that we modified, and we're going to call the Ansible containerized installer dashboard.install. So let's go ahead and we'll do that now, and let Ansible do its thing. So right now it's going out to our EC2 instances and doing all the changes and configuration it needs to make. So this will take about anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and we'll come back once it's done, and we'll log into our dashboard and do any other further configurations. So I'll be back in a few. Okay, so the installation finished successfully. If you do have any issues, Ansible is really good about telling you probably a typo or I can't find a file or something to that effect. Anyway, we installed successfully. So now I can go out to AAP Dashboard.thenorvilles.com. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Now remember, we also, our HTTPS was set on port for 8447, so don't forget that port. Otherwise, it'll say can't find the site. So I'm going to go ahead and go there, and okay, I've got a dashboard here. And I'm going to log in with the Ansible Automation Platform, and here, it's dropping me into my automation dashboard. Now what? Okay, so now we've got our dashboard. It installed correctly, installed successfully, but we don't have anything to monitor. So now we have to go we want to add our Ansible Automation Platform where we run our automation to the dashboard so we can start gathering metrics and start analyzing our automation. So we're going to do that now. So let's go ahead and go back to our EC2 instance. So back on my AAP dashboard command line, in my installation folder, I have a file called clusters.yaml, and this is where we add our Ansible Automation Platform installations. You may have more than one. Large organizations have a bunch of AAP installations, and for this video we're only using one. But to look at this clusters.yaml, what I do is I've added the installation that I want to look at, and that's my AAP.thenorvilles.com. That's my personal AAP installation. I've given it a port, and I've given it an access token that I've created on my AAP, and I'm going to say yes, I am using SSL, and I want to sync this every 5 minutes. So instead of a continuous stream, every 5 minutes is good. I'm not doing a whole lot on my AAP right now, but we can go ahead and do that right now. So then we have to get this into the AAP. So I'm going to go here to the documentation. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy my clusters.yaml up into that the running container. And let's go ahead and do that. And we will go ahead and execute we're going to set our clusters. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. See if it helped. Okay. So I think I just got a couple of extra characters in there, but I successfully set up the AAP clusters. And there you have it. We've installed the Ansible Automation Platform dashboard. We've added a Ansible Automation Platform installation to it, and now we can actually, I've got a job here that goes out and pings a mainframe, does nothing fancy, just goes out and makes sure a mainframe is reachable, And once this completes, I can go back over to my automation dashboard and reload it. And I can now start gathering metrics and analytics and start collecting the information to prove that my automation technology is providing return on investment. If you want to learn more about the automation dashboard and the intricacies and all the information that it provides, I'll leave a link in the description of the video. But anyway, let's go ahead and see what else we have here. So yeah, that's we've installed the Ansible Automation Platform Dashboard. I basically just followed the instructions here. It's located at docs.redhat.com. Again, I will put a link in the description of the video. I basically followed this using the containerized bundle installation. And yeah, we've installed the dashboard and we've added the Ansible Automation Platform to the dashboard. And now we're ready to start gathering metrics and analytics for our use. So anyway, I hope you found this video useful. Well, that's it for this episode. I hope you found this video informative, useful, and maybe even a little fun. Stay tuned for more episodes with Ansible Automation with Chris. Until then, happy automating!